I love hanging out in coffee houses, meeting new people, hostessing, playing board games, playing matchmaker, eating food and drink, especially if other people pay for it, being comfortable, and talking about universal topics like dating, pet peeves, Seinfeld-esque type topics. When I got let go from my last 9-to-5 job, I made a list of my ideal employment scenario, and I didn't care how silly or stupid it sounded. 6 years later, everything on that list is now a part of my professional life. I thought that shooting and editing video would be a fun thing to do, a way to make a living, so I started Mac and Cheese Productions, thinking productions meant video productions, but luckily, productions encompasses a lot more than just digital media. I've realized as I've been self-employed and going down that path that people are looking for other ways to create community other than John Barleycorn and Match.com and stuffy networking events where you hand out business cards to everybody and nothing ever comes out of it. And so I used that realization, and one of the things I started was Mac and Cheese Minglers, which is 20 to 30 people coming to my home on a Friday or Saturday night with the one rule being you have to come by yourself. And they come to expand their networks, professional, social, romantic, another thing that I started was Smatterings, which is an e-newsletter that goes out 2 times a month to people to help them find jobs or hear about grant opportunities, get a mechanic referral, or find a good place to take a date. And this is another way of creating community. Since I've been self-employed, I've gotten a slew of, could you get coffee requests, usually in the vein of, can I pick your brain, or what's the secrets to your success? And I'm like, oh my God, I drink wine out of a box and I dress professionally by wearing flip-flops with sequins. Why do you want to pick my brain? But okay. And so I started Coffee, which is people meeting at coffee houses with me, and we talk about all things entrepreneurial. I have a very random life to-do list, and weirdly, oddly, luckily, people not only help me cross things off my list, but pay me money to help me cross things off my list. For example, dance experiment. Number 3 was I wanted to dance a hip-hop routine on stage. I'm not a dancer, but I gathered 16 people who didn't know each other, were bad at dancing, and were scared to perform in front of each other, or in front of people. And last year we rehearsed for 3 months and performed in front of 350 people. And I thought that would be a one-time thing, but no. It netted me thousands of dollars. I was like, I'm going to do this again. And I had a wait list after our first show and had tons of responses like this. And so in January, Dance Experiment 2 started, and I was really sad to not be a participant. I was just the coordinator, so I was like, all right, how do I concoct a situation where I get to be involved too? So I made Improv Experiment, same gist, bad at improv, scared to perform when other people don't know each other, and I smushed Dance Experiment and Improv Experiment and got Fear Experiment. Yesterday, we just sold out 700 tickets. We're performing at the Park West in 2 weeks, and I'm like, thank you. Don't clap, I don't have time for clapping. Okay, so I'm like, how do I make a living off of board games and coffee houses and being a bad dancer? I make ridiculous lists for everything in my life, utopian lists, like no matter how crazy it is, just put it out in the universe, you never know what's gonna happen. And it works for my professional life. Like I said, I made that list 6 years ago, and everything on that list is now a part of my life. It also works for my residential wish list. I have all these crazy criteria. Look at my boundaries. There's like a 4-block radius I was willing to live in, and I found utopia. I made this list, and everything on that list now fits in my where I live now. It also worked for my boyfriend criteria list. So all the paths that I travel not in the I want to make money, that's why I'm doing this. I travel in the how do I enrich my life and the life of others? And luckily, all these paths that I travel also happen to make me money. One thing I would highly recommend is do things by yourself. These are all things I've done by yourself. It's really scary, sure, for the first minute when you walk in and you don't know anybody. Get over it. We're not in middle school anymore. Who cares if you're not sitting at the popular table? It'll be scary for the first couple of seconds, but it's so worth it. There's an example of why it's worth it. I went to that pig roast by myself, and I met the owner of an underground supper club, and we started chatting, and I wouldn't have chatted with him if I hadn't gone by myself, and it has led to all these different events at my home now with other underground supper clubs. So I really wanted to do a 5K, which is 3 miles. That scared the crap out of me, so I did 3 marathons instead, because 3 miles and 26 miles scared me both equally as much, so I was like, why not go big? Same thing, I've always wanted to play guitar in front of people. Instead of doing like an open mic anonymously at a bar, I did it in front of 75 friends at the Globe Pub and played 15 songs. So how do you get paid to play taboo in your living room wearing jeans and flip-flops, which is what I do? Don't dream big, go big. Absolutely, get your blood pressure going, take risks, and help other people. Remember how good it feels to when other people help you. So give that good karma back. Thank you.